I left you waiting.
Hey y'all, it feels good to be back. I'm Mila the Wanderlust, your Atlanta-based flight attendant, and oh my god, I've been gone for like a year. I'm in Sacramento. I'm on a layover. I wanted to make this video. Admittedly, this is probably not the best time to make it because I'm about to eat and I'm gonna be smacking in y'all's ear. But I wanted to do it while I still have this good old natural sunlight. But I just wanted to talk to y'all a little bit about why I've been gone. And just kind of catch up a little bit. Hold on, I have notes. So I'm trying to look at the notes in my phone. Okay, so I haven't posted anything in about a year. Now I do want to post like some old footage that I did record and I never put out, just to kind of show y'all that I was vlogging. I just didn't have the energy, guys, and I'll tell you about it. But I think the only thing I want to post is that me and my mom went to San Diego. It was like the first time she came on a layover with me. I was very excited. So here's that footage, and because there's a lot of that footage, this might have to be a two-part video, and if so, then that's fine. But take a look at this footage from San Diego and then come back and talk to me. Talk to me nice. Okay, so let's start talking about why I've been gone for almost a year. So the first thing, and probably most obvious thing, because you've probably seen it from your other YouTubers if you follow other flight attendants, is that there was a change with our, hold on, let me get that. There was a change with our social media policy. And for a while, I wasn't really sure what I was allowed to post, and I had to reach out to our social media management at my company and just kind of make sure that I was posting what I'm allowed to post. And I say that because while I love vlogging and all of that, it's not what my job, my benefits, sis. I will give it up. So I wanted to be like very clear on what I'm allowed to post and what I'm not allowed to post. This is my taco. And go from there. And then right after I got clarity on what I could post, that's kind of like around the time when all of those plane crashes were happening. And it was just a scary, difficult time for my industry. And it was depressing, like that the American crash happened. That was probably I think that was my last post on YouTube when I talked about the American Airlines crash in DC. It was just a tough time for all of us. So I didn't really feel motivated to post. I really wasn't sure which direction I wanted to take in my channel. I was dealing with some stuff personally on my own, like I had 2 major deaths in my family. One of my cousins died from cancer. And her mother had passed away a couple years ago, and she had a special needs sister that she was taking care of full time. So we were just all kind of like stressed out as far as what was her sister going to do now that she's no longer with us. And then maybe like a month or 2 after she passed away from cancer, then I had another cousin that passed away from a blood clot in her lung that she didn't know about, and she had 2 children. And so I've been not assisting, but I've been, you know, like every month or 2 I will go see them. I will like buy them things that they need. I'll take them out. I had them for Thanksgiving this past year. I had them Sunday through Wednesday, and then they went to my aunt's house for, well, they went with my cousin's best friend Wednesday night, and she had them until Thursday night, and then they went with our aunt until that Sunday, and then they went back to where they live. But that cousin that died that has the 2 children was like my best friend. Like, we've been thick as thieves since I was like 12 years old. She knew all my secrets, I knew all hers, and I thought that I was okay, and I'm not. Like, I haven't really felt like myself since she died. And I remember telling my mom, I just want to feel like myself again. And my mom was like, you're probably not gonna feel like yourself again. Your best friend just died. You're not gonna feel like yourself again. And so I had to like deal with that and accept that. My cousin, the one with the blood clot in her lung, she passed away in October of 24. So then going into the new year, you know, I was confused about the social media policy, and then all the plane crashes. The DC crash happened in January, and then in April I decided to leave my relationship. You guys have seen my ex on my page, and yeah, that was hard. And we were living together, and we had been together for 2 years and 8 months. So making that decision was not easy. But when I made that decision, he and I still had a storage in Houston. So we had to go to Houston, and we had to get our items from Houston. I'm at an age now where I leave bad reviews when I don't like companies. I'm at this Public Storage getting my stuff from Houston, and look. We treat your stuff like it's our stuff. No, y'all don't. Because somebody broke into my storage while I was here, and while nothing was taken, the woman told me, oh, well, it's not the first time that's happened. What you mean, bruh? How am I paying for a secure storage and it's not secure? And then we brought them to Georgia, and then I took my items and I moved back to South Carolina because he and I had been living in Georgia. Now, I've moved back to South Carolina. I've kind of felt like, oh, I'll just be getting back to the way things were before I met him, because that's what I was doing before I met him. I was living in South Carolina, and I was working, and I was fine. But the apartment that they put me in, it was kind of weird because I lived in that complex 2 times before that for a year. I signed 2-year leases with them before that. But the unit they gave me this time around, it just was not a good one. A lot of things I didn't notice right off the bat because I am never home. But it seemed like every time I would come home, there would be something else wrong in the unit. And that's when I kind of started to notice there was a bigger problem. Like, the tub wouldn't drain properly. The toilet wouldn't flush. Like, I would have to flush it twice for everything to go down. And I'm not even talking about a number 2. I'm talking about a number 1. Every time I went in there, my allergies got really bad and I felt like I was getting sick. And what I later learned was there was mold in the apartment, and there was a severe plumbing issue, and there were multiple times where pipes were leaking through the wall in the apartment. And I have footage of that too. So throughout this whole time, I'm, you know, talking to my mom, telling her about all these issues that I'm having in my apartment. During this time, my grandma is having like some health issues. She's on dialysis. She had gotten a knee replacement, and she was like in therapy, learning to walk again. And right as she was like beginning to heal very well, she's on her way to dialysis one morning and somebody hit her head on and they totaled her car. They broke her femur bone. She had a bunch of gashes on her from the seatbelt and the air bags. And then she also had something in her lower back, a sprain. So my mom's lease was up in August, because we both were living in South Carolina. And then I ended my lease early, and my little brother kind of convinced us, well, we should all move back to Georgia. We should get a house that's big enough to accommodate everybody, and then that'll give everybody a chance to pay a lesser amount to save. And then after the lease is up, we can decide if we want to go our separate ways. So from April to September, I'm living in South Carolina. Now September, I moved back to Georgia. So 2 moves in 1 year. But I get to Georgia, and my area in our house is kind of like a basement apartment, but without without the stove and all of that. So it took me a long time to get my space to where I'm comfortable. And I'll be honest and say I still don't feel fully comfortable, because it's hard to go to a space from having your own apartment to a space like that. So this is all of it. It's quite overwhelming to me, because I'm just like, where do I start? But I think I know where I'm gonna start. Hey girl. So let's get started. But it's January. The lease is up in September. And I probably will go ahead and go my own way in September. So all of those things just made for, in my opinion, a very emotionally taxing and difficult year. Like, I was sad most of 2025. I felt like I had lost my best friend. I had lost my boyfriend. I tried to move back to my space of peace in South Carolina, and that did not work out. As all of these things are happening, I'm emotionally eating. So I have gained a significant amount of weight. When I had my tummy tuck and my upper body lift, I was maybe 185, and then I had gotten all the way down to 160, and I am over 200 pounds right now. Yeah, so it was just a difficult year, and it was just everything, like the deaths of those 2 people and the other people that I've lost, like my grandfather and other friends, and life has just been crazy. And unfortunately, I have one of those things where, like, there's a lot of people in my family and there's a lot of different personalities, and it kind of makes you feel like it's always something. And normally I would throw myself into work or whatever I'm working on or trying to achieve, and then I wouldn't worry about it too much. But being a flight attendant, the hardest thing about being a flight attendant is the emergency procedures, and you don't do those things every day, because if your flight goes well, then you don't have to do that. So what I do on a day-to-day basis, like arming and disarming the doors or serving passengers, that is not hard to me. So it's not as mentally stimulating as the work that I've done before when I was an instructor or a gate agent, number one. And number two, you spend a lot of the time alone. Like, you're in these hotels on these layovers, you're by yourself, you have a lot of time to think. And I was just overthinking myself into depression. Like, I was thinking about my past loved ones, thinking about the things I could have done better in my relationship, thinking about all the weight I've gained and how I suck because I've gained all this weight. It was just a lot. I've been in therapy, and I wish things were different. You know, like, I wish my relationship would have worked out, but it didn't. I wished my cousin had gone to the hospital instead of waiting or trying to wait to go, and now she passed away. It's just, I don't like when things happen and I can't change them, or there's nothing that I can do about them. So that really weighed on me heavy in 2025. So enough about the bad stuff. In 2026, I have new goals. I did a vision board, me and Desiree, but I'm currently doing 75 medium right now. I'll put the differences on the screen from 75 hard. The diet that I chose is the anti-inflammatory diet. That's what you saw me eating, my anti-inflammatory taco. And one of my goals though that I set for the new year is to come back to YouTube and to keep posting, and because I like to document my life and what I'm doing, and I like you guys. And there was times in 2025 where I felt like I was doing this content for nothing, and then I found like emails that people had sent me, like because I've had weight loss surgery. You know, like I saw a couple of emails from people that are trying to lose weight or they're having weight loss surgery, and they emailed me to ask me questions, and I didn't even know, because I was so like feeling down on myself that I hadn't even opened my Mila the Wanderlust email. There were flight attendants that I ran into at my company who told me, hey, I watched your YouTube channel when I was in training or when I was doing my interviews, and I was wondering where you went. And I saw like Facebook requests or people saying, I love your content. And I just didn't know. I didn't think that I was reaching people, because I only have, what, 392 subscribers, and I really appreciate my subscribers. However, I do have a lot of views on certain videos. Like my VSG video is my probably most viewed video. It's like at 8-point-something K. The reviews that I did when I went out of town with Glamazante, those have done pretty well. All my surgery videos have done pretty well. Flight attendant videos, you know, the numbers are numbering, but you know, they could be better. But I just didn't think that I had reached people in that way, and I appreciate it. But I said all that to say that I just had to take some time to myself. I am feeling better. I am very, I'm ready for, it's already 2026, it's January 10th, but I'm really excited about what this year is gonna bring and where I'm gonna end up. And I just hope that it's a great year. And I will definitely be trying to get back to posting every Monday like I used to do. And this year, I really want to pick up some international trips, because I've never flown an international trip for work. I've never done that. I have some leisure trips planned that I want to vlog as well. And I'm just excited. I'm excited to be back. I'm excited for those of you that still stuck around with me and didn't unsubscribe. And I apologize for leaving, but I'm so happy to be back, and I can't wait for what's to come. Oh, and I forgot to say that I got transferred to Atlanta in October. So I am no longer a Detroit-based flight attendant. I'm an Atlanta-based flight attendant. Thank you, thank goodness. No more commuting. I hate commuting. And that was taking a toll on me too. Commuting was tough. But I feel like, yeah, this is gonna be a good year. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Mila the Wanderlust signing out. Thank you for sticking with me for this whole time. You have no idea what that means to me. I so appreciate it. Bye.